Understanding your cat's body language can seem like deciphering a mysterious secret code. But with a bit of attention and a deeper look into their postures, sounds, and subtle cues, you can start to interpret what your feline companion's truly feeling. Cats are highly expressive animals, though their ways of communicating might differ significantly from those of dogs or humans. They rely less on vocalizations and more on their bodies, faces, tails, and the context of their environment to share their moods, desires, or discomforts. Let's start with the basics. The cat's tail. A cat's tail is almost like a flag, constantly signaling information to anyone willing to observe. When a cat is confident and content, its tail stands upright, sometimes with just the tip curved like a small handshake. This position often greets you at the door after a long day, a sign of welcome and social acceptance. If the tail quivers ever so slightly, it's usually an even greater sign of affection, a cat's way of saying it's happy to see you. Compare this to the bristled or puffed-up tail, which signals quite the opposite. In the presence of a threat or when startled, the tail puffs up and generally stands straight out, making the cat appear larger and more formidable. This defensive posture, often paired with an arched back and fur standing on end, is the classic Halloween cat. Not just a cartoonish image, but a real demonstration of fear or aggression. Sometimes during play, you'll see a tail that lashes back and forth quickly. Unlike a dog, whose wagging tail might indicate delight, a rapidly swishing cat's tail usually means irritation or agitation. When your cat's patience is waning, perhaps you've been petting longer than wanted. Watch for this tail movement. It's often an early indicator that your cat would prefer to be left alone for a while. Slow, gentle swishing, on the other hand, can be a sign of attentive curiosity or mild stimulation. When hunting toys or stalking imaginary prey, cats often move their tails slowly, focusing intently. Context here is essential. The same motion during play is different from the aggressive swish that accompanies annoyance. Now, shift your attention to the posture of your cat's body. A relaxed cat rests with paws tucked under, sometimes called the loaf position. The eyes are typically half shut. Ears are upright but relaxed, and whiskers lay gently to the side. This pose reflects a cat at ease, comfortable in its surroundings, and confident that there is no imminent danger. Contrast this with a crouched posture, belly low to the ground, ears flattened, and pupils dilated. This is a sign of fear or uncertainty. The cat is trying to make itself smaller, hide, or prepare to bolt at the slightest provocation. If the situation escalates, the ears will flatten even further, the fur may puff up, and the hissing or growling begins. A clear message that the cat feels threatened and ready to defend itself if necessary. Let's talk about the ears and eyes. Cat ears are remarkably expressive tools. Forward-facing ears signal interest, curiosity, or happiness. If you're playing with a wand toy and your cat's ears are locked on, it's fully engaged. Ears that swivel rapidly, flicking back and forth, often show the cat is overwhelmed, picking up multiple sounds, or uncertain about a situation. When a cat's ears flatten against the head, this is a serious signal of distress, fear, or anger. This movement protects their vulnerable ear flaps during a potential fight and should always be taken as a warning sign. Although cats don't have eyebrows, they use their eyes to communicate a wealth of information. Wide, dilated pupils signal arousal. This might be fear, excitement, or the intensity of play. In a darkened room, it's natural for pupils to expand, but in bright conditions, large pupils often mean heightened emotion. Contrarily, narrowed eyes, or the iconic cat squint, can be a sign of trust. When your cat looks at you and slowly blinks, it's sometimes called a cat kiss. This is a potent indication that your cat feels safe and at peace. If you want to reassure your cat or demonstrate trust, return the gesture with your own unhurried blink. Many cats seem to recognize it as a friendly sign. Another part of feline communication is their whiskers. Stiff, forward-pointed whiskers often signal curiosity or hunting mode, while whiskers held back tighten the face, indicating fear or aggression. Now, consider the context of vocalizations. While not strictly body language, the sounds your cat makes add layers of meaning to their physical gestures. The classic meow is a versatile call used primarily to communicate with humans. Each cat develops a unique style of meowing, reserved for requesting attention, food, or affection, often in just the way they've learned most effectively gets a response from you. Kittens meow at their mothers, but adult cats rarely meow to each other. A chirp or trill tends to be a cheerful greeting or an attempt to get you to follow. When a cat issues a low growl, yowl, or hisses, it's no longer a request. It's an unequivocal demand for space. In a multi-cat household, you might observe silent standoffs. Watch carefully. The raised paw or frozen in posture, the deliberate avoidance of eye contact, are all subtle exchanges that let cats negotiate boundaries or dominance without erupting into fights. Consider also how your cat greets you. A cat that rubs its head against your leg isn't just enjoying contact, it's marking you with scent glands located around its face. This behavior is known as bunting, used to mix its scent with yours as a statement of friendship and familial connection. When a cat presents its flank, or even its belly, for petting, you're being offered a prime target, and that's a symbol of trust. However, be cautious. Some cats tolerate a little belly rub before switching abruptly to a defensive grip. Territory is paramount in a cat's world. If your cat rubs on furniture, scratches, or kneads, it's not just engaging in random behaviors, it's actively marking territory, leaving both scent and visual messages for itself and other animals. These actions can be especially frequent when your home or routine changes, or when a new pet is introduced. Understanding inappropriate scratching or sudden outbursts often means looking through the lens of territory and stress. If your cat begins to bolt or hide when guests arrive, crouched and wide-eyed under the couch, it's an expression of fear, one that body language makes clear long before a vocal complaint. There are, of course, nuances. Each cat is an individual with its own readable preferences and habits, and learning the little quirks that distinguish your cat's happy tail from its impatient tail comes with observation and shared experiences. One of the best tools a cat owner has is patience. The more you calmly watch, the more adept you'll become at picking up even the tiniest signals. Finally, it's worth noting that changes in your cat's usual behavior or posture may indicate something wrong. A normally vocal cat who goes quiet, or an alert cat who suddenly seems withdrawn, could be signaling illness or pain. These shifts, seen through body language as much as vocalization, should be taken seriously. Decoding your cat's body language is a pathway to a deeper, more meaningful relationship. Every position and glance, every flick of the tail or gentle head bonk, is a chance for you to connect, build trust, and truly become partners in your home. By tuning in to these cues, you not only meet their needs more effectively, but also enrich your own life with the remarkable experience of understanding another species, a quiet, watchful, and often rewarding conversation that doesn't require a single spoken word.